everyone, this is Tammy at Snowstorm Crafts, and if you're new here, welcome, and if you've been here before, welcome back. So today I have a fun project for us. I want to make a journal using household items. So things you can find around the house, and we will put this together and see how beautiful it turns out. So this will be an adventure, and I love just getting things and just putting them together with you guys and seeing how they turn out. That is the best part about it. I love it. So I hope you guys enjoy this too. So let me show you some stuff I got. So I got a paper towel roll to make some marks. And what we're going to be using, let me start here first, is I'm going to throw some acrylic paints to put over to the side so we can dip things and do that and make some marks and stuff. So that'll be part of the decorative aspect of it all. And some things I grabbed is a paper towel roll that I just went ahead and cut. This is a parchment paper, end of a parchment paper roll, and I thought that would make a great circle. So just find things around your house that can make some fun stamping things, like a noodle. This is a pool noodle, and it's an old pool noodle, so I went ahead and cut it up, and I think this will make fun little prints. Reinforcements are great, and I painted some black so we can even take some off and stick them down, and use the holes and paint over the top and do some stenciling and make some little circles. So that'd be fun. I bought my son, he got a housewarming gift that my husband and I got him, bamboo wind chime. And it was really cool. And the packaging, I was super excited about the packaging that came. And I got a bunch of it over here, but I cut some off. So I thought the packaging was the coolest part. I mean, look at that. So I think this will be fun to play with. So definitely keep some packaging. If you get some really cool things that you're like, oh man, that's really fun. Don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it's fun to play with. So let's figure out what we can do with that to incorporate. This is a makeup brush cleaner, and it just sticks down on your countertop, and you can clean like your makeup brushes and stuff like that with it. And I thought this would make great prints that we can dip in some acrylic paint and do some stamping. A napkin. Those are something you can find around. These are great number. You can get these at like a hardware store and stuff. You know, you could use them to paint your house number on or your mailbox number or something like that. But they're great little stencils, so these are fun to have. I did some circle punches. I popped those out of like a manila, or no, this is a stovetop box. So this is just a stovetop box. So those would be fun to incorporate. This I did on a manila envelope with my Cricut, so I just did a little bit of just some stenciling, or made a stencil. So there's that. And this is the top of a peanut lid that you can take off, and I think that'll make a fun impression with some stamping. And this is an old blouse. You can see, just an old blouse. And I thought the flowers would be really pretty, or even throw some, I love the colors. I just thought it was really cool. So we'll see if we can incorporate something with that. Dictionary pages, which are great. I'm going to cut this up and put it on top of my packaging here. And this is just an Amazon package this is going to be our base to our little journal. And we will fold it in half like this. And I will decorate it. So we'll get this all decorated, and what I'm going to use to put down the papers and stuff is just water and Elmer's glue. So I just have the school glue here, and it's just mixed 50-50, and I mix it up in this big container. I used all this, so then I go ahead and just mix the water and glue in here. So it's just ready to go, so I can pour it in here. And I just use it with a paintbrush, an old paintbrush, to put it all down. And then I love to use coffee and water mixture, which is really nice, and it's cheap and easy. It's just instant coffee diluted down in some water, and you got yourself some fun little grungy little paint thing that you can use here. So that's just a fun little thing you can have. Okay, I think I covered it all, but oh no, what I want to do is use some lightweight spackling. I love to use this. If you've watched my channel, you know, I like to use this instead of like texture paste, because texture paste can be a little spendy, you know. And this, you could just go to your hardware store and take your little palette knife here, and this stuff works great. You just want to make sure, if you find it out like in your garage or something, you want to make sure it's fluffy like this. And it's great to use to put down and just to take it and stencil it and make some fun little things with it. So I might incorporate some of this in there today. And I think that covers it. So let's get everything situated. And I'm going to go ahead and start by cutting these into little squares. I'll rip some out and cut them into little squares and start gluing them on the front and the back just to get a good base going here. So I will do that and I'll be back. Okay, so while that is drying, I want to play around on some just bakery tissue. It's just a deli paper, and it works great. I love using it, and I want to do some of our stamps and marks and stuff on it. And the reason I like to use it on tissue paper or deli paper before I put it down onto a project is because you can spatially move it around, and even if you glue it down, you know, with the water and glue mixture, you can go ahead and take it back off if you don't like it. So like if you do a stencil on a project that you've been working on, and you know, you got this beautiful project you've been working on for hours, and then you take your stencil, pop it right on top of it, and then do your stenciling, and then take it off and it ran everywhere. I can't, you know, it's just like, oh no, and you just get so frustrated. So the best way to do it for me, that I like to do, is just put it on some bakery tissue, tissue paper, deli paper, and put my stenciling and stuff I want to do on that, and all my marks and stuff, and then I'll show you guys, you know, what I do with it. But what you do is you just rip out what you want, and then just place it wherever you want, and then you put down your glue and water mixture, and voila. The deli paper behind it just disappears, so it doesn't even look, it looks like you stenciled it on. So that's a little tip and trick, so it's pretty fun. So I have this, you get 1,000 sheets, 8x10, and it's in my Amazon links down below, so if you want to check that out. Okay, so let's get started. What I want to do is use, we could just go ahead and use some of this black that I got, and I've had it forever. I don't even know where I got it, but it is black and it works. I think it's like a more metallic-y. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's got like a metallic in it, but I think that'll work great. Okay, so just pop some whatever color you want down. And let's see. I do have a cool stencil. Well, it's just one I've had forever. Just a stencil brush, which is just round and it has a flat top here. And I'm gonna just move this around in it just to get a shape here so we can dip. Okay, and since I have a bunch on here, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. So we're just putting down shapes. That's all I'm doing right now. And then it's always nice just to have like a paper towel or something you can blot off on, like if you have too much or something. Okay, so I'm just gonna take it and mess around here, see what we can come up with. And it doesn't not have to be perfect, you do it however you want. I like the freedom of art, you know, where if there's too much pressure in it, then I don't know, why do it? If you're gonna give yourself too much pressure and too much stress about it, then it's really not fun to do. So it's like, I think art is freeing, and I think it's a nice therapy, and I think it's just a way to express yourself, and it does not need to be perfect. I mean, art does not need to be perfect, in my eyes, you know, in my feeling. I think it's something that I love to come into my craft room and create and just come up with what I come up with. And I love coming up with it with you guys. I mean, I'll come in with kind of a plan. You know, I'm like, okay, I know I want to use recycled materials, and I really just kind of go from there and just get inspired by the process of what I'm doing. you know? And I love the way it turns out, and I'm always as surprised as you guys are by the end of it. And I really do appreciate you guys and your comments and all your likes and your support. So I just take it and go like that, and then you get a double whammy here. So these are always nice to keep. So I just did a little stamped mark. So yeah, so I'm just gonna go and play around and see what I can come up with. I want to try this with you guys. Let's see. So I don't know. I'm experimenting along with you. I don't know. Let's see. We might need a good amount of paint. Let's see what impression we get here. But yeah, I definitely think that's the whole concept of art, you know, is to just do what you feel. And don't worry about what other people think, you know, it's for you. It really is. Oh, let's see. Oh, I'm liking that though. That's kind of neat. Okay. So I'm just taking it and loading it up. And I love using my spritzer here, my little spray bottle. It's just water. So let's see. Let's give it a little spray. See if that makes a difference. So just start looking at things differently, you know? Like, just look at it and go, oh, will that stamp? It's like, will that stamp? And usually it will. And you just see what it makes, what marks it makes, and just go from there. I'm kind of liking this. I'm not sure how many times you can use it once it gets gunked up, but you can rinse it off. Just when you're done, just make sure to rinse it off right away, and then the groove should stay for a little bit. Thinking it should. Okay, I'm having too much fun here. I kind of like this, so I'm gonna get a good amount of it because you never know what project you'll use it in. And I like to put these in manila envelopes and kind of keep them separated, you know, like when I do my numbers or when I do my letters or when I do my stamping like this. And it works if you keep it kind of separated, but you know, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we got that. So far we just got some fun little marks on the paper. So I'm going to continue, and I will meet up with you guys when I'm all done, and then we can talk about it and see how it turned out. All right, so while everything is drying, I wanted to show you guys some other things that you can use. You can use like around your garden or your yard, your, you know, some outside areas that you can eco stamp with. And I have a playlist that I can put at the end screen, and you guys can come check it out. And this is just stuff that you can find around in your yard and your garden. Okay, so let's see. So I just got some fun ferns that I used, and I just did some prints here. So these are just fun leaves and different things like that. And I just used acrylic paint. So they all turn out really cool. Just some different prints that are fun to play with. And these are great just to rip and make, you know, take out little pieces that you want and put them over into your projects and different things like that. So I was thinking about, and I would love to hear you guys in the comments, I was thinking about scanning these off and adding them in for my digitals in my Etsy shop. So I'd love to hear in the comments below if you guys would enjoy that and would like to come purchase them and include them into your junk journals. And then I'll go ahead and do that for you guys because I think they turned out really fun. This one kind of reminds me of Christmassy. I really like it. I think it turned out really cool. And it's off a cedar tree. These are leaves that are off a cedar tree, and I think they turned out really just kind of fun. And then a great thing to do is take your stencils after you use them and then stamp down with them, and you get really cool prints with it. So you can just utilize that, and these are great marks to add to everything. What, Pat? She wanted to come say hi. She thinks it's her snack time. Okay, and then I love the colors. I mean, they're just so vibrant and fun. So yeah, I would love to hear in the comments if you guys would enjoy these as digitals. I think they'd be kind of cool. I have some digitals in my Etsy shop. If you want to check them out, I can put the link down below. And I have them on watercolor. I think it's 5x7 size watercolor. So I have 2 on each one, and it's a set of 5, and it makes great journaling cards. So I mean, if you guys want to come check that out. And then this is just where I have my paints. I usually keep my paints over here on my deli paper, so I can, when I'm all done, I take a paintbrush and paint it all around so I don't waste any paint. And then these are great to play with, like in your journals and stuff. We might even incorporate some of this today on the little journal cover, because it's just got fun colors in it and stuff. Just all the colors I used in projects. So don't waste those. Make sure, just take your paintbrush and just paint it all around and spread it all out and dry it out, and then you have these to play with in your projects. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that real quick, and we will continue, and I'll be right back. I also wanted to show you guys this. This is more leaf printing, and I did this on my big deli. I think they're 12 by 12. Yeah, they're 12 by 12. You get 500 of them, and they're brown, and they're great. They're great to take and do stuff on them, and then rip them and, you know, glue them down and use them in projects. So I will put this is in my Amazon links down below if you guys want to come check them out. These are fun to play with too. So there we go. All right, so it is all dry. I think it's looking pretty good. So now is different options you can do. So there is an opening at the top here. And, well, it's supposed to open all the way, but I'm not going to open all the way. You can either keep it open, and when you have your journal shut and stuff, you can have pockets in the top. Or you could glue it shut. Just take your glue, and I would recommend probably art glitter glue is a great one. That's a good one to use. And just glue, put a bead of glue on one side, and then just smash it. And you can even take some little clamps, little clips. And I just got these at the hardware store, just different sizes, and you can clip it all the way down to keep it and let it dry. And what I'm gonna do today, I'm just gonna take it over to my sewing machine and just do a zigzag stitch all the way around it. So I will be back. All right, so everything is dry here, and I think it all turned out really cool. So this is the noodles, the little noodle stamps. And I think that turned out great. I just took my paintbrush and painted it onto the noodle. Took a little spritz of my water and spritzed it, and then I was able to do a bunch that you could see. And then when it ran out, I just did a little dip into my paintbrush and painted around and did some spritzing, and yeah, so it did a good job. And I think those would be fun to incorporate. And then this is the reinforcements that I did, and then I turned it and stamped them, and I spritzed with water and stamped it. And yeah, so using a little water does help your paint go a little further. Okay, and then this is the peanut packaging at the top. I think that turned out really cool. And then the just the punch outs on just some box, just some food box. Okay, so that's cool. And then this one is the paper towel roll. Just boop, 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 just stamp, boom, and it turned out really cool. Okay, and this one is the makeup. I know I have it over here. And I just make sure to rinse everything off when I'm done, and then you don't have it caked on, and you make sure you get a good print next time. So this is just the makeup cleaner thing, and it was really inexpensive. I got like 2 of them for like $2.50 or something. And I think Dollar General. But I just did some stamping. I took my paintbrush, painted it on here, and then did a little spritz with water and stamped it down. And I was able to do it a couple times before I had to repaint. And then this one is the parchment paper roll. The end of the roll, like a tinfoil roll would be great. Paper towel, toilet paper, parchment, any kind of thing like that. Keep them, and you could do some great stamping. So I just stamped it into the acrylic and then did that. So those are gonna be fun. And then these are all my runoffs that I had, my paints, so I think we might incorporate this. So it'll be a fun, just mixed media art, everything. If you do this, you're all ready. Everything's ready. So we're just gonna take it, and I'm gonna glue it all down and just place it all down on the outside and the inside of our journal, and then we'll be done. I think it'll be fun because you already got the papers ready, and yeah. So we'll just I'll try to incorporate some of the blouse here and the napkin, and then I got the numbers that I did the lightweight spackling. I have those outside in the sun drying real quick. It is really hot today. I mean, we're here in Oregon, and it's supposed to be 100 and, what was it yesterday? 102, I think is what it reached. And man, whew, it is hot. So I just put it out in the sun real quick, and I figured it'd dry. Because you want those to be good and dry before you take glue and put it over the top of them, like the spackling, because it'll just run. So you want it to be dry before you do that. And maybe even throw some of this in there and see. And throw some coffee to do some decorating. And yeah. So I'm going to just start gluing some stuff down, and we'll go from there. Everything is done and dry. These are a little bit wet still, so once they dry more, the paper, you can see the tissue paper, it'll not show up as much, but they're a little wet still. So I think this turned out really cool. This is the inside, whoop, and then that's the outside. So that is really fun. And then one thing I wanted to do real quick is I want to use some of this packaging and make a fun little pocket. So let's do that real quick here. So let's go ahead and fold it in half. Let's see what our journal's gonna look like, and then I can know where to put the pockets. So just line up the edges like that. You can grab your bone folder, or you can do the side of your scissors if you don't have a bone folder, and you could do it that way. But just press it. Okay. Like I said, it's just a little bit wet. So that's a little wet in there. All right. So I think that looks great. Just get the inside pressed where you want it. You just make it do what you want it to do. So there, I think that turned out kind of cool in the front. And there's the back. And here's the inside. And I'm thinking just a fun little pocket. Not too crazy. Just do a little glue in. And incorporate into your junk journal making. And it's definitely a lot cheaper. And it really is fun. I mean, just kind of think of things differently, look at them differently, and go, that would make a great pocket. Or, you know, that would make a great stamp to stamp on. And yeah, just go from there. Okay, so there we go. So there's a fun little pocket in the front. Let's see, let's grab something here. There we go. So yeah, so look at packaging that comes in the mail differently. You know, look at your pool noodles that you got hanging around, or just even a stovetop box, or any kind of just food box. Just look at it different and go, I can make something with that. I can, you know, you can even put a junk journal together with a food box or anything like that, or even, you know, like this is the Amazon packaging that came in, and that worked out great. And then what else we got? So we got this worked out. Those are fun. That was great. And I love that we used all this in there all the way around the edges and everything. So we used all that. I mean, you could see everything that we incorporated. I tried to get everything in there. And yeah, I would love to hear in the comments what you guys think. And please hit the like button. That does help me out a lot on my channel. And I really appreciate you guys. So now I just put it together, and you could put a little, you know, you could put a eyelet in it if you want to, and put that in and do a little tie around and add your little signatures in it. And there you go. So you got yourselves a journal cover and the inside, and a little pocket thrown in there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and found it informational. And if you please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and you guys can see the next video when I post it. Like, comment, and share, and let's grow together. And keep on crafting.